Hey everyone, and welcome to Gamers Treehouse. Wanted to talk to you guys today about the PS4 and what I believe to be its success and how important it is that it succeeds. So everyone's right now, yeah, the PS4 is selling the most units, it's doing better than the Xbox One, it's certainly doing better than the Wii U. Now, nerd pride aside and bragging rights, it is very important that the PS4 does actually succeed. For those of you that are not aware, Sony, the company obviously behind the PlayStation, has financially been struggling for a long time now. They used to be the electronics giants, your Walkman, your CD player, any music player, the TVs, everything. Sony was linked to quality. If you had a lot of money and you were going to go down to the shops, you're right, I want to buy whatever, you'd get the Sony brand. The Sony brand would always cost more, but it would always be better, regardless of what it was. Now this held out for a long time. These days Sony is more of a gaming company. The problem is it didn't turn out much of a profit with the PS3. Actually, the PS3 drained a lot of the money. Now, what does this mean to the gamer? Because we obviously don't really care about financials. Obviously, the company of our choice, whether it's Nintendo, Sony or Microsoft, needs to financially be well off. Because if they don't have money, they're not going to make the games you want or bring out the gaming platforms that you require. To put things into retrospective, Sony has actually been forced to sell buildings which they own to help get them out of the red. That's how desperate they are. That they're selling their buildings just to get by. Now the PS4 is off to a great start and is a fantastic example of what popularity does even in the gaming world. Now you wouldn't think popularity exists. Very wrong. The PS4 came out and has been selling so incredibly fast. I'm having a look at the video game VG Charts website. Now for the most part it's not 100% accurate, nowhere near, but it's accurate enough that you get a good idea of what's going on. At the moment, as of today, it's showing that the PS4 has sold 7.5 million units. This console hasn't even been out for long, right? To put into comparison, the Xbox One is 4.5 million units and the Wii U 6.1 million units. So, you know, it's an impressive number. What made it even more impressive is the fact that it sold so well without any games. Now, I'm not bagging the PlayStation brand. I love it. I had the first PlayStation, PlayStation 2, 3. Don't have 4 yet, but I will get it. But what I find interesting is the Sony brand is doing so much better than its competitors hardware-wise without any games. The system launched without a single must-have title. Sorry, it had Killzone, which is an exclusive, very pretty game, campaign mode and all that, not very long. So it's basically just a really pretty first-person shooter game. Nevertheless, it sold better than the other two consoles, which actually have better games out at that time. The Xbox One, I'll be honest, I'm not a fan of the Microsoft consoles, but still, they launched with several exclusives right off the bat. That's good. Exclusives is what you want. And Microsoft brought it out. The Wii U has been out for a long time now. Longer than the other two. A good year's head start even. Now at the moment, if I was to go through a list of all the really good Wii U games, there's actually quite a few to go through. However, even though the Wii U has more games, better exclusive games, as of right now anyway, keep in mind the PS4 and Xbox One hasn't been out long, they're not selling so well. And that brings me back to the point of popularity. The Wii U has a kid image, unfortunately. It's family friendly, and when you see Wii U commercials, you normally see a family sitting there on the couch, sitting there with their kids, and the marketing has been directed at kids so much that it will actually have kids trying to convince their parents to buy the game. Now I'm going to have to do a whole separate video for Nintendo's lack of marketing because it's absolutely horrible. Anyway, they've marketed it out for kids And when you market something to kids, not even the kids want it. Because kids want to be cool. They want to get whatever the adults are getting. Now, word on the street, as far as cool goes, is the Sony brand. So it launched without any must-have games and is selling incredibly. Now, just an interesting thing to keep in mind, that popularity does exist in the gaming world and has helped out Sony. So great, and hopefully Nintendo can pick up their game as well. Now, back to the whole finance thing, we really need this to keep going. Sony has had a great start. It does not mean that they're set. They're simply in the lead. The systems have only just come out. This momentum needs to keep going and going. Sony obviously makes money with every single game that comes out on the console. As the console owners, they get a certain percentage of the royalties for every game sold. That's how it happens. Developers go and they say, hey, I want to put my game in your platform, and they basically cut a deal with Sony where Sony's right, I will take 10%, 20% of whatever you make. Whatever that arrangement is, the lawyers take care of all that, and they make their money. Now, I would hate to see the Sony brand go away. Sony itself, the consoles, have always attracted such wonderful third-party games. I cannot even begin to go through the list of games on the PlayStation 1, which I absolutely fell in love with, were exclusives. It brought out such creativeness, like it's a fantastic part of my childhood. The PS2 did a great job, not as much. I think maybe that's due to the fact that game development costs jumped up a lot. And by the time PlayStation 3, well, yeah, HD graphics, things cost a lot. They all still had very good games, Just personally, the PS1 era was my favorite. Now we're on the PS4, and Sony's relies completely on the gaming division. They're selling their buildings, for goodness sakes. If the PlayStation 4 fails, we might not see a PlayStation 5. Actually, if the PS4 fails, we won't see a PlayStation 5. And that'll be horrible. One, you need competition. It's good that there's Nintendo, Xbox One, and the PS4. They compete against each other. They'll slack off if there's only two of them, for example. Microsoft is, come on, buildings, computers. They're fine. The Xbox One can flop. The original Xbox flopped. Seriously, look it up, Wikipedia, whatever. It flopped. It was not a financial success at all. It was like the Dreamcast, it went downhill. Now, of course, Sega couldn't recover from that, obviously, because they're not made of money the way Microsoft is. So Microsoft is going to stick around for a little while longer, unless one of their execs decide, right, let's get out of the gaming business. If the PlayStation 4 fails, it's over. We can't have that. They bring fantastic third-party games. They bring good consoles. It's fun, and in this case, on a technical level, the PlayStation 4 does have better RAM and all this other stuff, faster RAM, which has helped with game quality, But yeah, just wanted to bring this to your attention. Fingers crossed. Oh, let's cross it. Alright, fingers crossed the PlayStation 4 does do well. I want to enjoy the PS4 games, I want to enjoy the PS5 and the PS6, and so forth and so forth. And it can go either way. Sony's in the lead right now. They could lose momentum, and for no reason at all, there could all of a sudden not be any games, and then everyone goes on the Xbox One bandwagon. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. Be sure to like and subscribe. I do apologise that I haven't done a video for quite a long time. Life has a lot of surprises and I've been kept fairly busy, but I finally have the chance to get back to it. Now, my next video, for those that are subscribed to me and follow, my next video will be talking about Nintendo this time. The whole marketing thing, there's a whole discussion on what Nintendo should do. Can the Wii U be turned around? My argument, and I want to put an interesting spin on this because no one seems to bring it up, is everyone thinks that it's all about the console sales. You go to VG charts, you look, oh, it's been out for so long, it hasn't sold well. That's true. There's no sugarcoating that. It is selling very slowly. Slower than even the GameCube. It sold faster units. But there's a couple of things people don't take into consideration with it. It isn't just about the console sales. it's about software as well. Nintendo owns their IPs, they make money off that. But more of that next time. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you in the next video.